For another war recap. I missed one in there just due to the holidays and everything like that, so you'll have to forgive me. Our victory over Gotham last night, pretty brutal by the Pirates. A little bit of lack of discipline for us. We didn't clean up everybody, so if you look at their bases, number 1 and 2, we didn't quite 3-star, but all the rest of their Town Hall 9s, 3, 4, 5, and 6, all got 3-starred. And then Town Hall 8s, 7, 8, and 9 didn't get cleaned up. And then number 29 down here, we didn't even hit, so left 3 stars on the board there and a couple clan experience, but that's the way it goes. Anyway, there were some really good attacks. We're going to look at quite a few of them. I'm going to look at Stig's hog attack here. He came at this with a jump. Stig doesn't have his Archer Queen up, and that's what I thought was so remarkable about this attack. So he goes in on this base with just his king, and he brings a P.E.K.K.A. to give his kill squad a little bit more punch, given the absence of his Archer Queen. So pulls out the CC lure very easily and does that double poison. So always a smart move, especially when you're doing a hog attack. The CC is taken care of. And he comes at it over from this west side here, spreads out his wizards to make that funnel for those 2 flanking golems now. A couple wall breakers in to break open these 2 compartments. And again, all he's trying to do with this little kill squad here is to get in and kill the Archer Queen and potentially trip some giant bomb spots. So you can see his troops moving in here from the west. Sort of the king and the P.E.K.K.A. both smashing down walls like doofuses, but that's okay. It's not too big a deal. He's not in any danger here. The P.E.K.K.A.s are still tanking everything. So now you see the P.E.K.K.A. got through and the king. So the king's going to lock onto that enemy queen and ruin her day. And the jump lets his troops get in a little bit deeper. So I like this now that the Expos and the cannons sort of are focused on his kill squad. Sends in the hogs from the north point there. Pretty patient with this heal. The only thing he's got on him is that wizard tower, so it's pretty predictable damage and there's no bomb spots. So he's safe to wait on that heal till right now. Has a couple hogs left in the bag that he drops in over from that side to reinforce, just to make things go through a little quicker. He's still got 2 heals left in the bag now, and you can see how little of the space is left. At this point, pretty confident he's going to get a 3-star. So the only thing he's got to worry about is potential double giant bombs down there by those 2 archer towers, which could ruin his day. So he just tripped 1, so they were singles. This guy had 4 single giant bombs, and that's why we have double giant bombs. If there would have been a double giant bomb right there, every single one of his hogs would have jumped through it and blown up, and he probably would have gotten a high percentage 2-star. He probably wouldn't have had the troops to clean up, but fortunately, this guy's base design, a little lackluster. But Stig with a 3-star on a Town Hall 9 without even using his queen. Pretty impressive stuff. Should we get the clean up here? Alright, let's move on to the next one. So I want to show Calvin throwing Go Wipe at number 5 here. His base, Go Wee Wipe, I should say. There's a couple witches in there. So Calvin has some lower level troops. So I really like his Go Wipe. He does a pretty good job with it, despite having those lower level troops. You can see this base has this nice big ring going around the entire inside that makes it really vulnerable to a Go Wipe for 3 stars. So he comes in, makes a funnel. Witches are notoriously difficult, in my opinion, to get to go into the core. But I've also seen that sometimes it's best that they don't. So he just goes in pretty hard from the north here. He's dropped all of his spells already. So you can tell that he's going in pretty hard, trying to get that CC down, get through those enemy heroes and stuff like that. Unfortunately, his queen goes east instead of west there, so he doesn't get much value out of his Archer Queen. But you can see these little squads here. The 2 golems, a P.E.K.K.A., and a pair of wizards here are cutting their way through down this channel. And he's getting just a ton of value for this. At the same time, those witches that I talked about earlier have met up with some wizards and a P.E.K.K.A. and the king, and they're working around the outside. So, his golems are pretty low on health already. He's only got 2 wizards behind him. This kind of starts to peter out here pretty quick. When the skeletons appear, the wizard's going to step up and kill him. But the golems are going down pretty fast once they get into that last little batch of 4-point defense, all targeting him at once. So now it's all up to this squad going around the outside. Fortunately, he's got all those skeletons from his witches out there to tank. So with the P.E.K.K.A. and the king, he's got pretty good odds. He has enough troops to probably finish this off, just because those point defense, those cannons, and the Tesla are going to be shooting stuff on the outside, and they're all within range of the wizards. I'm going to speed this up Dex 2 here. So Calvin gets the cleanup and a 3-star, so nice attack, Calvin. Nice go wipe. All right, I want to watch BP here take out number 6. They go Valo, and he brings the heat. You can see this base, 3 air defenses in the core and 1 right up here in the north. So BP saw that and said, "Oh man, I'm bringing the Valks." So drops the double poison as we like to see, kill off that dragon in the clan castle. Close enough. Needed to wait another couple seconds on that second poison spell, but no big deal. Dropped his 2 golems, drops all his Valks. His Valks kind of derped over there into that army camp, and then he got fortunate that with that jump spell, it kind of lured them in. Like we've talked about before, Valks really love these defenses that are right next to each other. So, like right there, they could have gone after anything in there, but they run right in between the town hall and those other buildings and just start chopping to pieces. So, before he even drops any balloons, you can see how well gutted this base really is already. It's like, oh man, he's already at 50% 2-star before the balloons even start to engage. And what do they really even kill? Maybe 5 or 6 defenses? So a lot of overkill on this base. BP really brought some serious heat and wasted this guy pretty fast. Speed up here as he gets through all these storages. But a great Govalo. I love seeing those Valkyries, so it was a fun attack. Nice work, BP. Alright, let's look at some Town Hall 8 attacks. I want to look at Black Dog taking on number 10 here. So he looks at this base. You can see there's not really any good double giant bomb positions. There's only these 3 potential spots, and those are probably going to be Teslas. So he drops his poison, and almost immediately drops his second poison. And you'll see that once the poisons wear off, the dragon's left with kind of a sliver of health left. So if you waited another 2 or 3 seconds to drop that second poison, he probably would have killed the dragon off. But that's okay. He gets in there, drops a couple giants and all those wizards to finish it off. Now brings in the hogs from all these different angles. His hogs on the west there walked into a bomb, but he's got a heal down for him already. Dropped a heal preemptively over a giant bomb for his clan castle hogs up there in the north. But he's got hogs swarming all over this base. At this point, with two defenses left, it's pretty much lights out. So Black Dog showing us how it's done with the hogs. We had a lot of great hog attacks in this war. I'm pretty happy about that. So I'm really happy to see our Town Hall 8s branching off into hogs and go wipe and stuff like that, rather than sticking with the dragon like I did, certainly. It's going to help you guys a lot when you get up into the early Town Hall 9 game. It's going to help you transition a lot easier than my transition. Next deck, I want to see B-Janks here taking on number 11 with a go wipe. Level 1 golems, level 4 king, so nothing special as far as the troops go, but showing us how it gets done with the go wipe at Town Hall 8. It's a pretty powerful attack. Usual action, killing the dragon with the poison, so there he got it completely dead. Drops his golems in a really nice wide funnel. Drops a P.E.K.K.A. for each golem. And then fans out his wizards, so he kind of has wizards, in 2 different squads here is what he's done. He's, kind of started this western troop, but now the eastern side. So the eastern one is a little smarter and starts going into the core a little better, so that's where he drops a heal for him. Keep those golems alive. Drops the hogs out of his CC, which I kind of like. I think that's cool. But you'll see those hogs don't last long. They walk into a double giant bomb, and boom, they're all bacon. So This base would have been pretty difficult to 3-star with hogs, given that that double John bomb location would have been pretty hard to trip without losing a lot of your hogs. So at this point, he's in the core. He's got his P.E.K.K.A. and a king up, and a pretty good handful of wizards still. So all the point defense is targeting his king, fortunately, and his P.E.K.K.A. So the wizards have fairly free reign to do some damage here. I just tripped another bomb there. But that golem finally starts to reroute. 1,000 years later, it's been sitting down there punching a wall for the entire attack, and it finally gets smart enough to reroute. And what does it do? Punches a wall again. Fast forward through this a little bit of 2x as these guys walk through this P.E.K.K.A. and this wizard up here, doing work around the outside. So that golem did provide some value by taking that wizard tower, so I shouldn't hate on him too much. And now he comes around on the inside again. Didn't even get through that wall. Should probably punch another wall. Seems like a reasonable course of action for a golem. Anyway, Beechanks gets it done regardless. A nice 3-star on Town Hall 8. So I really like to see those go wipes at Town Hall 8. So some great attacks this war, guys. Hopefully we get the next one down too. That's going to be it for this video. Hope you guys learned something.